Hey, family. Welcome back to the podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm Andrew.
All right, guys. So we're here with another episode today. We have our next guest, which is super exciting. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, guys. My name is Chase. How are you?
How we doing?
How we doing?
So this gentleman has been friends with both of us for quite some time now.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to get into some exciting topics today regarding business, finance, a little bit of gambling talk, some sports. We're gonna kind of go at it.
You name it.
You name it, you game it. So Andrew, give me a quick little update on the life, because I literally haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What's been going on in your world?
Well, let's see. I went to the air show for the first time. I've
Really?
never been to the air show at all.
Okay.
Because my job was like, hey, they want us to go to an air show and check it out and promote our brand. So I was like, yeah, I'll be down for that. And I was like, sure. So I was there. I experienced the whole show in one day.
Nice.
There's a lot of like planes.
Planes? Okay. Because the air show,
yep. Yeah.
That's a vibe.
Biggest plane you saw?
Yeah, what was the biggest plane you saw?
I don't even know the name.
Air Force One?
Air Force One, Air Force Two.
Ooh, I think it was the Air Force One.
Andrew, do you have your own Air Force One?
No, I do not.
You do not?
I do have some Air Forces.
You have some Air Forces? Bro,
Yeah.
and something I did in the 2 weeks I didn't see you, I got some Dunk Lows.
Oh.
So those are kind of cool.
Those are very nice.
Yeah. Dude, so the last couple weeks have been interesting because basically I've had like a bunch of family in town, so it's been kind of busy. Pennsylvania, we had some from Michigan. We've been showing them around Arizona. They went up north a little bit.
Go Michigan Wolverines. Hey.
Ooh. Dude, they are big
OHIO,
Michigan
Ohio
fans.
State.
National champs, you know.
Yes, sir. So
They're trash.
it's been a fun couple weeks, and that's why I haven't really got to see them lately. But yeah, we're back. So anyways, without our update BS part of the episode, now we're going to get into the actual star of the show, Mr. Chase here.
No.
I kind of dreamt up some questions I was interested in asking you, and we'll kind of go from there.
Good idea, Matt. You've had a lot of questions for me for a while now.
I have. Okay, so question number one. I think all three. I think this is gonna throw me off a little bit. It's something I think all three of us are dealing with right now simultaneously.
Okay.
How do you guys deal with uncertainty in life?
You know, to be honest with you, my whole life, things have come my way. Things have come, good things, bad things, you name it. I think that pressure situations arise. You look to the people you surround yourself with. Look at your family, look at your friends. We can live life going through all of these things by ourselves, or we can actually, take the people that we've surrounded ourselves with and have them add value to our lives. So, in my life, uncertainties happen so often, but I always continue to thrive and get myself through it. And really, honestly, it's with the people I've surrounded myself with, in business and life, your character, everything about it, reflects, based off of that, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
When I was younger, I used to really struggle with adversity or like uncertainty, because I feel like right now I'm in a situation in my life where I'm a bit uncertain at what's going to happen next. There's some specific things, and I think both of you kind of feel the same way a little bit right now. And I feel like all three of us are in that realm, and I've been trying to focus on getting better at that because I've struggled with that over time. So like, in my opinion, what I've been doing is saying to execute today. For example, if I need to go to the gym, read the book, do the task at work, do the business venture, make the cold call, film the podcast like we're doing right now, right? Whatever those things are, that helps me say in the time being, like, win the day, and then on the long term, it's going to work out, and that's what I've been trying to deal with that. What about you, Andrew?
For me, just getting to be involved in some things, and then also getting to apply for jobs.
Yeah.
Being able to have success in getting an actual full-time job. And
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Just trying is my thing right now.
Hey, it's hard to get a job
is
in
hard to get a
today's
job.
world. I mean, there's so many remote jobs. You compete with people on a nationwide scale, and it's very difficult. So, you know, no matter what job you got, congratulations right there.
100%. Well, I think, and I said uncertainty, I feel like just kind of shows of like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I just have the belief and ambition that it's all going to work out in the long run.
Yeah.
And I've gotten better at that over the years, because when I was younger, I was so stressed about what's going to happen next. How's the situation going to go? But I believe now I've kind of become calmer and more self-sufficient in saying, just take it one day at a time, execute on that day, and in the long term, everything's going to work out.
Yeah, you know, it's really weird. Living your life is kind of like improving 24/7. You know, you never know what's going to come your way. You know, things happen, and you have no clue who you're going to see today, who you're not going to see tomorrow. And, you know, like you said earlier, just win every day. If you win every day, you know, 365 days a year, you're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah. So I feel like that's one of the big themes that's been happening in the last couple months, is because I don't see how it's going to happen next or what's going to happen next, but I know it's all going to work like out in the long term. And I think that's something all three of us have gone through and are going through at this time right now in our lives. So I think it's kind of cool to talk about it a little bit. But yeah. Okay. Now, next thing. As you guys know, I am a big business finance person. I enjoy it. I like it. You know, I'm passionate about it. And the gentleman to my left here has had a lot of cool business stories and kind of started when he was young, as well as I did. And I want to ask you a couple questions about that, about like your story coming from a business background and how you started your first business, how that process went, kind of what happened, what industry was it, like kind of all that fun stuff.
Yeah, great question. A lot of friends, a lot of, you know, people in my life ask me this question, and, you know, it's a weird story to tell because, you know, when I started at 17 years old, I had no clue what was going to happen. You know, I didn't create a business with the goal in mind that I was going to take it and make it, you know, blow it up and have somebody buy it one day and have millions of customers worldwide. I just created a business thinking, holy cow, like this might be a way that, you know, I can do something fun. And when I get out of college, maybe I can just go right into having a job. You know, instead of the traditional route, all my friends went to, you know, 4-year school, came out being physical therapists or, you know, occupational therapists or, you know, social media people. I got, you know, my hands and knees dirty the second I started at 17. I started at the farmer's market, man. I just created a product in the pet industry. I saw a need for it. I saw a customer base out there. We needed a USA made product. We needed a product that was actually truly healthy and truly a product where, you know, me as a business owner, I wasn't lying to the consumers. You know, the pet industry is no different than the food industry, the baby industry. It's all marketing essentially. And what I saw was that all of these companies are out there, these multi-billion-dollar companies are out there, and they're all marketing their products to you in false and negative ways. You know, what it does is it kills pets, it makes them sick, and people are just put in really, really difficult, you know, really bad situations because of it, especially when you treat your pet like family, right? I mean, you guys probably have pets. I've seen Matt. I've seen Matt with his dog.
Yeah.
And
I had a dog for a day.
you had a dog? Oh,
for a day?
Wow.
Nice, Andrew.
Well, we need to get you a dog,
Yeah,
Andrew.
let's get you a dog.
But, you know,
Anyways.
it's true, Andrew. Like, a pet becomes a lifelong best friend. And, you know, that might only be 10 years, 15 years, 3 years, whatever that is. But that's how I grew up treating my pets. And so I saw a need in the pet industry for a product that was, you know, it was a real product. It was a high-quality product. What we said was in the product is what we put in it. And, you know, I took it to the farmer's market. Crazy story. I had people lining up, you know, 4 or 5 times, you know, farther than the bread stand, which, you know, you guys been to the farmer's market. You can smell that bread the second you get out of that car.
Facts.
You know, the cinnamon banana bread or whatever. I had the longest line at the farmer's market, people coming back day after day after day, every weekend. And it was funny. I walked into a marketing class my freshman year of college, and my teacher said, okay, guys, what's a target market? And I just went, oh, no. This class is really learning about a target market. You know, it was crazy for me to understand that, you know, a lot of these kids my age, they had no knowledge of business whatsoever. They didn't grow up around a business like I did with my parents. And, you know, it was pretty crazy for me, the things that I would hear and the phone calls my dad would come home from work. And, you know, we wouldn't eat a family dinner. My dad would be on phone calls, you know, for work. And just the things I've heard are crazy. So at a young age, you know, wanting to get to that level, having a concept, making it come to life at a farmer's market, you know, scaling it into thousands of retailers nationwide and even worldwide. And, you know, creating a brand that when I'm in a retail store, I can actually go into TJ Maxx or, you know, Petco and see somebody else put my product in their cart. And check it out is pretty amazing. And, you know, the lives we've changed along the way, the dogs, you know, the dogs' lives that we've changed. It's been pretty amazing to kind of see where I started, see where it's gone, and geez, see where the company is today after I sold it, and what the new owners have done to it is just been pretty crazy, I guess.
What do you think the first step to starting a business is? Like, if you had to tell somebody, okay, this is like the first thing you need to do, what do you think that would be?
You know, this is crazy, and I don't know if this answers your question perfectly, but I think it's believe in yourself.
I like that.
You know, I can go back and talk about Michael Jordan and how people didn't believe in him and how, you know, obviously he's the GOAT, right? That's on a very high level. But, you know, think about people like me. You guys have never heard of me. You know, you guys have, but people out there, you know, I scaled this multi-million-dollar company at the age of 17, but it's not like I'm a celebrity. People don't know who I am. I've been told no. I've been shit down on, you know, all my life. And, you know, whether it's because of my age, whether it was because I didn't have the knowledge, or whether it's because I didn't have the capital at that young age. You know, I believed in myself, and I knew that if I did what I was doing every day, you know, if I took care of what I could take care of, everything else would work out, you know. And honestly, it's okay to fail. And I took that at heart, and I knew that it was okay to fail. I was 17 years old. Listen, you know, if I knew what I was going to do would be successful, everybody would do it. But I took a chance. I took a risk. When people didn't believe in me, I believed in myself, and look where it got me.
Facts. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think, and I like how you talked about adversity a little bit, because that's a big part of everyone's life.
Yeah.
All three of us at this table have been through different adversities and bad things in life. And I just wanted to get Andrew's take on, how do you deal with adversity?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you believe in yourself?
Yes, I do. I like to focus on what I want to do and believe that I can do it, and make sure that everything is through the path that I want to do, and make sure that everything goes right where it's gonna go.
Everything will work itself out.
Yeah.
If you take care of what you can control, everything else will work itself out.
And that kind of goes back to the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Because you do what you need to do on the day-to-day basis, and then in the long term, you don't have to worry about it. But I think, Andrew, also, you're a very happy person.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're like that? Well, most people are like that.
I know. Like, you're not like the only one that has
Said
told me
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Do you think I'm a happy person?
Matt, you're way too happy.
Really? Well, I definitely
grew
have
up
my
like
dark
that.
days. I definitely have had my
Right.
dark days, like everybody has. But
You always show up with a smile.
I appreciate that.
You know, I don't think there's a time where, you know how some people can walk through the door and almost make you sad?
Yeah.
You know, literally just by them walking through the door. I think that with you, it's like this weird thing where when Matt shows up, like the mood is instantly sad, and that's really, really nice to have.
I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
so kind.
I've been pretty much positive and
Your whole life.
everything. Yeah.
As long as I've known you. And I've known you,
Yeah.
what, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years.
At least.
Yeah. This year's gonna be 6 years.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
Oh, yeah,
do
go
you,
for
Do
it.
you think that if you maintain positivity, you know, in every aspect of your life, do you think that good things happen to people who look at life that way?
I say yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, you know what's interesting? I believe there's gonna be good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen to good people.
Agreed.
In life, you're always going to have good things happen to you and bad things happen to you. I've learned recently that one of my personal issues is sometimes I would let low-level events dictate the way my day went. For example, let's say my car battery died, or let's say I got a flat tire, or let's say I lost my favorite jacket or my favorite pair of shoes or whatever it may be. These low-level events that don't really matter would sometimes get me down or make me sad. And as I've grown up, I've learned to do better at coping with those things and not making them so important in my life, because at the end of the day, like, if you can get through those things and just stay baseline and not let those things make you worried about it or make you sad or make you emotional, I feel like you can grow as a person.
That's really good.
Because that's what I struggle with. That's one of my issues.
You know, it's really weird because I've met some people in my life that only think negative. You know, they have nothing good to say. They always think that when they get in their car, they're going to be the one who gets in a car accident, or they're going to be the one who gets a flat tire. You know, if they have an interview, they're the one who's not going to get the job. They're not good enough. Their experience isn't good enough. And living that life it affects every, you know, facet of your life. It affects your relationship with your girlfriend. It affects your relationship with your mother. It affects, it affects the way you treat your friends. And if you have that mentality, and it's my view that you're just not going to get to the places that you are just by changing your mentality and letting yourself be free and looking at life in a different way, a positive, outcome, it truly will change the mentality you have, and you will go places.
Why do you think, both of you guys question, why do you think some people are negative and some people are positive in their day-to-day? Is it the events that happened to them as a child? Is it the world around them? What do you think? Why do you think people are negative? Why do you think people are positive at times?
Well, positive would be like just, for example, doing something good every day.
Yeah,
or like
being happy.
Reading Bible, or like listening to music, like good music, or like making sure life is good.
Yeah.
Negative, I'd say hearing some negative stuff of other people, or like.
Is it outside noise?
Outside,
do you think?
Yeah. Outside.
Because if something hits you negatively,
or like.
I guess you decide how that affects you.
Like cyberbullying.
Okay, let's talk about cyberbullying. Okay.
That's a big one.
Why do you think? How has cyberbullying affected the youth in the last 20 years?
So I think that this world has a huge problem with insecurity.
Oh, 100%.
I think that, every single person, they know how they're acting. They know that they're in a bad mood. They know that they're being, a B word. But they just don't care. They don't want to change their attitude. You don't have to live your life the way that you were raised, or, you don't do something just because your father did it, right? Everybody's their own person. And I think that, this world has become so insecure. You see people on social media who always look good. They have makeup on 24/7. Well, that's not reality. If you watch them go get McDonald's down the street, they look like crap. But we don't get to see that part of them. And so we think that we have to be perfect 24/7. And that's just not reality. Yeah. So I think that we live our lives in this mood that's not reality. Mm-hmm. And it actually affects the way that people treat you on a daily basis. It affects the decisions you make. And honestly, it affects your happiness, I do believe.
Do you think...
What's up, man?
Do you think that people look at social media, they compare their lives to that standard of social media, then that makes them unhappy, correct? And I do that too. I mean, we've all done that. I mean, even you see, like, all three of us have been on cool trips and we've all done cool things. We're all very privileged, right? Which is awesome. But our lives are still not perfect.
Yeah, Matt, look, I mean, I can tell you firsthand, like, I've been in Vegas partying with people like Chares Barkley, Frank Thomas, Hall of Fame baseball players. And to be honest, when you get to see that, or you get to view that with your own two eyes, and you don't just get to see it on the news, you don't just get to see it on social media and be the third party, you get to realize that these people are normal too, and there's nothing more special about them except for, how many zeros they have in their bank account.
Facts.
It's really weird meeting a CEO of a business, a big business. I just got to meet a CEO last week of $100 million pet company.
Really?
You know, you would never know that guy ran $100 million pet company or founded it. But, you know, he's just as rich as, you know, some of these baseball players signing, you know, $10, $15 million contracts per year.
Yeah.
I think that the social media, all of that stuff, you know, makes us want to idolize these people when in reality, they're no different than us sitting here, you know, wanting to have a podcast that blows up and have viewers and stuff like that, right?
Facts.
You just need to see that with your own two eyes before you actually believe it.
Well, I think social media makes it hard because before social media, you never saw a Ferrari unless you were in Scottsdale at 5 o'clock at a nice restaurant, right? Now you go on social media. Oh, everybody has a Ferrari.
18-year-olds have Ferraris now.
And they're all millionaire. And you're like, oh, I'm so behind. And I think we compare ourselves to those people sometimes. But it's like, I think I want a Ferrari. Like, I'm a guy. I want a Ferrari. Everybody knows that. If you know me, if you've been around me, you know I'm a car guy. You know I like Ferraris, and you know I'm going to get a Ferrari. But I understand that the Ferrari is just a material possession that's not going to bring me true joy or happiness. Yeah. It's a goal, and it's not something I'm going to live my whole life for. So I want to, yeah.
No, that's right, Matt. I think that, you know, people who just go out and buy a Ferrari just to buy a Ferrari, you know, I think that's the kind of people that, like, I personally don't like to associate with because they want to be known as rich.
Yeah.
You know, I want a Ferrari too. You know, I could have bought one about 5 years ago and I decided not to, you know, because it's a stupid decision. You know, there's so many other things that you can do in your life, especially at a young age like us. You know, start a nonprofit, you know, your nonprofit blows up, auction a Ferrari off.
Yeah,
how cool would that be?
That'd be kind of sick.
But there's so many cool things that we can do in life, and I think that everybody's just got onto the mentality of, oh, I'm gonna blow up on social media, I'm gonna become a millionaire, and look what I'm gonna buy. And we haven't actually started looking at people who are doing cool things in this world and making them the people that we should look at, like acting like, or you know, the guy who started that business. Let's do the things he's done in life, follow his journey.
Facts.
Not like Taylor Holder on Instagram or, you know, social media that blew up and like, okay, cool. What, because he was good looking and has, you know, long hair and can sing? I'm not sure. But, you know, I think that we look at the wrong people and to act as our own, and we shouldn't.
Well, I think I look at you, Andrew, too, specifically, and I enjoy all the activities and fun things you do on a day-to-day basis. And I look up to you because I'm like, I try to be like that too, like have fun, enjoy the people. Because I mean, the number one thing in life, like you got your health and relationships with other people.
That's right.
It's so important because you want to have fun, you want to hang out with people, you want to have good people around you, and it's hard.
It is.
A lot of people aren't good these days, but there's a lot of good people too. There's a lot of bad people, a lot of good people.
When the number one thing for me is don't worry about what other people say about you.
Facts.
I mean, if you live your life worrying about what your mom, your brother, your uncle is going to say to you when you make a decision, or, oh, I'm going to go buy this car and I'm going to show up at the family party and they're all going to trash on me because of the amount of money I spent on this car. You know, if you live your life thinking, oh, what is somebody else going to do to me because of the decision I made? Those are the people who get left behind. You know, you have to make your own decisions, be your own person, be unique. And then, like I said, let the other people around you help take you to the next level.
Facts. And I think journey over destination. Journey. Yeah. I've had to learn that because I keep wanting the destination, but I have to keep going back and saying, dude, my life's awesome. I have great family, friends, church, you guys. Like, I'm going after what I want. Like, I'm enjoying having my podcast. I'm enjoying having our YouTube channel. I'm enjoying traveling. Like, I'm enjoying all these things. And I get to do what I want on a daily basis, and I'm very grateful for that.
All right, I have a question for you, Matt.
Okay, what's up?
So you talk all the time to me about how you want to be an entrepreneur. You know, you ask about all my ideas and this and that and how I have them and create them. So I want to ask you, you know, why or what is the number one reason that you want to be an entrepreneur or create a business? And, you know, just where did that idea come from in general?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So story time. When I was in 3rd grade, it all started with my best friend at the time bringing in a Lamborghini magazine. Okay, he brought in a Lamborghini magazine. It was like a Gallardo, like '08. It was beautiful. And at that point, I was like obsessed with like, okay, I want that car. And I was like, all right, cool. And then we started like looking at cars, and I started getting the cars really, really big. And I was like, well, then how am I going to become successful, or how am I going to get this car? And then it evolved to like, well, I want to help people like with a product or service to then serve enough people change other people's lives to then get the Ferrari or the Lamborghini. Very shallow, very, very shallow. And then as I continue to evolve and grow as a person into my teenage years and in my early 20s, I started researching more about like entrepreneurship, investments, real estate, and it just piqued my interest. And I've always loved numbers. It's like I was always good at math when I was a kid. So then I started looking at like, okay, well, I started looking at financial statements. And then I started looking how the world kind of worked and operated in the different business sectors and the different opportunities there were. And it just kind of kept showing me like, oh, that's something I'm interested in. And I just created a passion. And it all just came from that stupid car magazine, which it's very shallow at first. And then I just kind of got deeper of like, okay, I want to help people. And then I was like, I like numbers. And then I was like, I like products and services. And then I like talking to people. And then I was like, and then I started liking sales. And then I started doing, and my first job was straight commission. And then I kind of just kept leveling up to talking to people, relationships. And I think now the reason I really want to do some type of business or own type of business is because I'm a relationship type of person. I love talking. That's why I have a freaking podcast, right? That's why we're here. But I think I like creating relationships with people, and I like helping them with something. And something that I'm extremely passionate about is finance. So like I enjoy helping people like start investing, start scaling, like what they're doing, start going to the gym. So like, or traveling. So like the three things I can talk about that I know that I have experience on are investing. I've been investing for 7 years. The gym, I've been going to the gym for almost 10 years. And then travel, I've been to 11 countries in 26 states. So the three things that I can help people on right now, anybody from ground zero, is I can show you how to travel, I can show you how to invest, and I can show you how to go to the gym. Those are my three expertise.
Those are actually really
because good. I keep hearing on the internet, only talk about stuff you know how to do or you have experience in. And those are the three things. I've been going to the gym for 7, 8, 9 years. I've been investing for 7 years. And I've traveled to 11 countries in 26 states. So I can talk about those three subjects. And I actually have experience in them.
Anytime,
even though I'm young.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
anytime.
You know, you got to, I like that. What I always tell people is you got to become an expert of something in your life. Like if you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to be a business owner, you have to master something. When you master something, people don't realize you could be a mechanic, you could be a house cleaner. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
As long as you master that trait or that skill, the dollar signs are endless. Like money, there's way too much money in this world. Mm-hmm. You know, I can tell you right now, I have a friend who, you know, he runs an HVAC company. Would you guys believe it if I told you his HVAC company was worth about $150 million?
That's crazy.
You would never know it because it's an HVAC company. You know, he didn't go start Dick's Sporting Goods or something that everyone in this world knows.
Facts.
But once you master something and you start that level of scale, the dollar signs are never an issue. Just figure out what you want to master, go master it, and then execute it.
Well, and boring businesses are kind of coming up now on the good old interwebs, right? People are starting to talk about boring businesses, HVAC, window cleaning, renting stuff, whatever it may be. And that's usually where the money can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Is like boring stuff because it's tested and true like over time. And I think that's important too. And I have a lot, but I can get a lot, but I got to get a lot better. Like I have a lot of growth and fun, like growth to do.
Well, once you put the level of scale to anything you do in life, you know, literally it doesn't matter, not just business. Just think about the level of scale. What is scaling something? It's taking it from, you know, a level that was before and then watching it to the level that you want to take it to, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
You know, start at 0, scale it to 100 million, start it at 5 million, scale it to 50 million, you know, start a friendship at 0 and start a relationship at 0 and then end in a marriage, right? Yeah. No matter what you do, you're scaling things your entire life. Just figure out how to scale them correctly. Oh, I promise you, it's going to be very lucrative.
Facts. What do you have to say, Andrew?
Well, business is business.
Business, baby.
Business.
Andrew, I could see you starting some type of like, you know, maybe you'll be a sports agent or something one day.
Yeah, he likes sports. He's a big
sports geek.
Connoisseur, whatever.
Can you explain to the viewers why you're wearing an LA Dodgers hat?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Like Shohei, like, are you like back in betting with Shohei Ohtani or something?
No. Are you the back end of this deal, bro?
No. Well, as you should know, I'm a Los Angeles. I was born in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Okay.
Born in
so,
LA.
As you can see, it's LA.
BLA.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Nah. No,
See what I did
no,
there?
thank you. Yes. But yeah, I'm a LA baby, but
LA, baby.
I'm here in Arizona.
Here
I'll
in
still
AZ.
represent LA no matter what.
Nice.
But yeah, LA's been my team since
Forever.
Forever.
I always see you wearing Arizona Cardinals and this
Oh.
and that. Yeah, hey, when you are an employee, you got to rep, right?
You gotta rep.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question for y'all. What did you guys think of the Dubai vlog?
Oh, that music, man! I'm not gonna lie. Matt texted me. He told me, hey, "Yo, you got to check this vid out." And every time he sends me a video, like I never watch it like right on the dot. I'm always doing something, right? And so I always watch it at like 9, 10 o'clock when I hop in bed.
Nice.
And the first thing that came to my mind was, where did you get this music from? Because, dude, that had me, I watched it to the end just because that music alone was like banging. But no, I thought that the video, the everything, the architecture, like, holy cow, man. Like, you actually made me want to go to Dubai just from watching your video. And I'm not just saying that as your friend. I'm being for real.
Yeah, you're honest.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew? What'd you think
I
of
really
it?
enjoyed it. It demonstrated like for example, someone that doesn't know anything about Dubai,
Yeah.
like the experience of you being there and getting to show everyone what's in Dubai, like some of it.
Facts.
all of
How
it.
crazy were those buildings, bro?
No.
The lighting, like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh.
The desert safari
The
was
desert
one of my
safari
favorite
looks-
parts.
yeah.
That was, and I got the hawk on me. I was like,
Did you meet any
hey.
billionaires?
I did not that I know of.
Matt, should we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
How many billionaires have we met in our life? Any of you?
Oh, I have a
met any
story.
billionaires?
Wait,
I have a story.
this is the whatchamacallit?
Who?
That lady that we met at my job. Was she considered a millionaire?
A
A
billion?
billionaire?
Who? The lawyer?
The lawyer.
She was a millionaire, probably. Not a billionaire.
Lawyers usually aren't billionaires.
Yeah,
They're
no, it's hard.
millionaires?
Yeah, they're
No.
she,
Lawyers, yeah, like the average salary for a lawyer will be like 400 or 500K probably.
So she's probably a millionaire.
Probably.
So
Unless you own like the largest law firm in America,
America.
then you're pulling in like Donald Trump pays his attorney like $50 million a year.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
like probably not. Yeah, she's probably
Okay.
not. I have a story about billionaires.
Let's hear it.
All right. So my aunt. Okay.
She's a billionaire.
No.
Matt.
If she was a billionaire, bro, we'd be on a nice yacht right now in Dubai. Well, I was already in Dubai, but we'd be on a yacht in Monaco.
One day.
Chilling, filming this podcast. Okay. I just saw like $100 bill fly. I'm just kidding. But anyways, no. She's not a billionaire. I wish she was. Yeah. No. Anyways, so me and my aunt are very close. I don't know if she's gonna like me. Well, she. I'm just gonna tell the story. Whatever. Okay. So she knows I want to be successful. Yada yada yada. I'm trying my best. Blah blah blah. So one day she comes to me. She likes to bake goods and she likes cakes and she likes pies and all that fun stuff. She went to Sun City, and she went to a little cake shop.
Okay.
Right. So she got a cake for an event, like it was a birthday party or something. Okay. She got the cake. She's walking to her car. This gentleman stops her and says, "Oh, that cake is really cool. I actually know the owner of the shop." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So they start talking for like 30 minutes, right? They're talking, they're chilling, they're doing their thing. And this guy casually mentions that he owns like 36 Corvettes.
That's a lot of Corvettes.
That's a lot of Corvettes, baby. I don't know why you own all the same of them, but anyways. So she's like, "Yeah, he owns 36 Corvette." And my aunt's like, "Oh, cool," and just goes right past it. She's like, "Yeah, but
doesn't think anything of it.
She's like, "Oh yeah, like that's cool. That's normal. Like nothing out of the blue here, right?"
I have a 30-car garage in my house too.
Yeah, right. Like I have a 30-car garage. Like it's cool. But anyways, so they talk for another like 20 minutes, and the guy realizes that she doesn't know who he is.
Okay.
So then the guy's just like, "Yeah, like okay, I'm just gonna keep talking to you. Like cool." And then she's like, "Okay, like it was nice to meet you. Like have a nice day." So then she gets in her truck, drives off. She's driving home, and then she starts thinking. The guy knows the owner of that shop. The guy flew in today. The guy owns 36 Corvettes. Who did I just meet?
The owner of the place.
The owner of the place. No. He knows the owner of the place,
If he knows the owner of the place.
and he has 36 Corvettes, and he flew in on his jet. That's another thing he said. He's like, yeah, I flew in on my jet this morning, and she's just like, oh, cool.
Is it somebody that we would know?
Yes.
Oh.
So she met the owner of Penske.
Oh, yeah.
The dude,
okay,
he's like 80 years old. He's worth like $5 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bees.
She
Yeah.
met
A lot
him.
of-
She met him. She didn't even know she met him. She was just like, oh, it's normal. Like 36 Corvettes, cool.
No, that's what I told you earlier, Matt. I mean, people like that, you have no clue how rich they are because they're humble people. Like
Facts.
they built a business without, social media involved in their face 24/7.
Facts.
Like, you don't even know what that guy looks like. But if Tom Brady takes his helmet off, you know him right away, right?
Facts.
Or number 12.
Who's that?
Tom
Oh,
Brady.
Tom Brady,
Yeah.
TB12. Yeah. my bad.
But isn't that crazy? So I've met millionaires. I've met multimillionaires. I was talking to a deca millionaire this morning. Okay, because I'm just
There's a
cool.
Deca
Remember I told you that? Yeah, I know 2 deca millionaires, which is crazy. But
that exists.
yeah, so deca million. Remember it's 10. Remember I said millionaires 1,
Billionaire.
multimillionaires 1 through 9, deca millionaires 10, and then centimillionaires 100.
Oh man, I met quite a few of pretty rich people in my lifetime.
I know. I'm super grateful that I've met, and I know I have like 12 of them in my contacts, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone.
Yeah, you have.
Who?
You've 100% met a millionaire.
Well, if you met,
Any people?
You've 100% met one. I know you have. Let me try to
Million?
think.
Well, that, like going back to that lawyer.
You met the lawyer.
you've met many millionaires in your life. You just don't know
trust me.
it.
Yeah, you just don't know it.
Well, probably.
Because
Yeah, you
like a
have.
millionaire is like a pretty normal human. If they have 1 million, like they're not like out of the order. They're not driving a Ferrari.
Oh, people driving Bentleys.
Yeah, you met
Yeah,
the
I
dude
met-
with
I
the
met
Rolls Royce
Rolls Royce and Bentley.
and a McLaren. You had the
You're a
McLaren.
millionaire if you have that car. You're a
Yeah,
millionaire.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
met a couple.
Bentley?
Trust me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You've met
So
a couple.
that's 2.
Yeah, so you've met 2.
I've met 2.
So, anyways, but yeah. I have another story for you guys.
Let me hear it.
Let's see.
All right, story time, guys. Okay, so I was flying to Dallas, Texas, like 5 years ago to visit my cousins, and basically what happened was I was on the plane. I was in the window seat, and when I was in the terminal of the airport, I saw this dude walking around who was just jacked. This dude was like in really good shape. He was drinking Diet Coke. My guy had a Diet Coke. He was jacked, like muscles coming out everywhere. I was like, cool. Like I noticed him right away. I was like, dude's in great shape. So we get on the plane. We board the plane, and he ends up sitting by me. He's in the middle seat. So I'm in the window. He's in the middle. Cool. First thing I ask him, hey, did you work out today? He starts laughing. He's like, oh, that's so funny. Like, yeah, I hit chest. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I hit back. I was like, fudge. But anyways, right? So then I hit chest. He hit chest. I hit back. All right, great way to go. And I was like, yeah, like you're a cool dude. I noticed you in the terminal. Like I see you over there with your Diet Coke. And he was like, yeah, I was like, oh, cool, And he's like, yeah, like you want to see the gym I worked out in this morning? And I was like, yeah, sure. I like gyms. He shows me this crazy gym on his phone, like a video of it.
Oh wow.
My man's got Android, which is a bit of a red flag, but
Android.
we'll move on. Okay, so he shows me this pixelated video of a crazy gym, and I was like, "Is that EOS?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "Well, is that Lifetime?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Is that Voss Fitness or whatever?" He's like, "No." Is that Equinox? And I was like, "No." And he's like, "No, that's my home gym."
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was like, "What do you mean that's your home gym?"
Whoa.
He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "That's kind of weird." I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And then I was like, "Okay, like cool, that's your home gym, like that's sick." And then he's like, he has his phone, and I see his background. Background is a new McLaren.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Oh, I like cars. You like cars?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, is that picture from like Google?" He's like, "No, that's mine." And I was like, "What?"
Oh
He's
my
like, "Yeah, that's mine." And I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of weird." And he's like, yeah, I have like 6 cars. He's like, oh yeah, I have a Ferrari, a McLaren, an R8, Escalade. Everything's paid for. Like, yeah, no big deal. I was like, huh, interesting. I was like, okay.
Wow. Pretty cool guy to know.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then he's like, yeah. And then he goes, yeah. And then I'm building a new house. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm building a new house. He's like, it's like 12,000 square feet. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, all cash, something light. And I'm like,
something light?
I'm like, oh.
Must have been an entrepreneur.
I'm like, okay. I was like, that's kind of weird. I'm like, so then I turn to him and I'm like, who are you? I'm like,
bro, what do you do for a living?
I'm like, why? So I'm like, why are you going to Dallas? In the back of the, so I was like, okay. And then he's like, and then one more thing. He's like, yeah, we usually fly first class to Europe all the time, like me and my wife. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of odd. So then I look at him and I'm like, okay, I have a question. Why are you in the back of the plane sitting in the middle seat with me? And he starts laughing. And he's like, oh, I just didn't feel like spending the money. And I was like,
guys like that, Matt, 9 out of 10 times they're bullshitting.
I don't know, man. I saw
9 out of 10 times they're bullshitting.
I don't know. Well, okay, I didn't tell you what he does.
Yeah, you gotta. What do you do for a living? Like, I want to know that.
Well, I guess I should have said that first. So I did ask him, like, what do you do for a living? He's the top. Well, the reason. Okay, so I asked, well, why are you going to Texas? He's like, because I'm going for a conference. And I was like, well, what's the conference? And he's like, it's a spine surgeon conference.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm the top spine surgeon in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Dude's making a couple mil a year for sure.
But get this. Yeah. He owns 4 surgery centers.
Yeah.
In Arizona?
He's doing pretty good.
So he owns 4 surgery centers, and then he's the top spine surgeon in Arizona.
Sheesh.
Right? So that's what he did. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. And I was like, well, then why? I was like, and then his kid was on the plane too. His kid was halfway up in the middle seat. And I was like, why didn't you sit with your kid? And he's like, yeah,
you didn't want
to. And I was like, okay. And I was like, why didn't you fly first class? He's like, yeah. He's like, I didn't feel like spending the money.
Too expensive.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Matt, I got a funny story for you real quick. So I'm back when I'm like, I don't know, 18. No, I just turned 21. Back when I still had my business at this time.
Yeah.
I'm 28 now. I'm sitting at the bar at a trade show in Maryland. I just pull up on my own, and I'm sitting at the bar at a trade show, and I look next to me, and this guy's like, oh, what are you here for? Oh, what are you, we're both asking each other why we're here. We figure out that we're here for the same convention or the same trade show. Well, long story short, I find out that this is the son of the founder of Family Dollar.
What?
Yeah. Macon Brock. Macon Brock Jr., I'm sorry. Macon Brock is the founder of Family Dollar. His son, who I met, is Macon Brock Jr. So he started a pet business as well called Scouts Honor. It's like this, stuff you spray on the floor, all natural, stuff like that to clean up the pee and whatnot. But he was telling me how, his dad built Family Dollar. They sold it. I looked him up, families, billionaires. And now he, as a son, his father had passed away, so I'm assuming that money had then, funneled down. But he had just started this pet business and, wanted to get into being an entrepreneur for fun and seeing where he could take it. But I got to meet the son of the family, or the founding father of Family Dollar, who then sold to Dollar General, and now it's like they own like the entire dollar store regime in the entire United States. That was pretty cool.
How old is he?
Oh, he's probably 40 years old. I mean, I still have his
young.
name and contact, and I could text him right now.
That's awesome.
I actually contacted him on LinkedIn, about a year and a half ago after this job I was done doing. I said, hey, yo, interested in employing me? And he set me up with an interview and this and that. Didn't work out, but no, really cool guy. Love him.
Shout out to that guy.
Really nice guy. Like, he was willing to actually help me at a young age. He was a little bit of a mentor for me. I go see him at every trade show I go to still. So, how cool is it to have that kind of guy in your corner?
Mm-hmm. So when you're you sell that company off, do you still get a little bit of it?
The money?
Yeah, no, everyone. Okay, so Cool question you asked that. And everyone asks me, okay, so you start this business at 17, you scale it to, you know, a couple million in revenue, you sell it to a multi-billion-dollar equity firm. What does a deal like that look like for you, meaning me? Well, to be honest, you know, I was a young kid. I think I sold it when I was like 22.
That's crazy.
I didn't have the mindset of, oh, I'm building this business to sell it right now and just become a multimillionaire and retire. Like, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I have things I want to do to change this world, truly. And, you know, it needs capital and it needs experience and I need, you know, contacts and connections. So the reason that I did that sale or actually went through that with that acquisition was so that I could set myself up with the connections in the industry that I needed, you know, going out and meeting billionaires, meeting, you know, equity people, meeting people who can invest in me and my future down the line on my next business was really the reason that I sold the first business. And, you know, I'm getting ready to launch, you know, some new things right now with a couple partners. And talking back to what you said earlier, Matt, about the nonprofit, one cool thing that we're doing when we launch this new concept is we're actually tying a nonprofit to it. And we're actually going to, you know, employ homeless youth and actually work in our business and for our nonprofit. And then we're going to start funneling, you know, profits or, you know, pieces of the business over here over to the nonprofit to then go out and hire these kids and employ them, give them lives and, you know, bring them into society as, you know, human beings. They're kids who got thrown out onto the street by their parents, or maybe their parents got divorced and their parents don't have enough money to, you know, afford their lifestyle as a 15-year-old or whatnot. So
Facts.
yeah, we're going to be launching that out new. It's very cool. It's soon to come. So yeah,
That's
stay
pretty
tuned.
awesome.
That's good.
That's pretty awesome. Have you so go back to the billionaire thing. Have you met any billionaires?
Yeah,
Or the founders?
him.
Barkley?
I mean him. I'm trying to think. Wow, once you get to the B word, that's a big difference in a millionaire.
There's only like 2,000 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I know several multimillionaires. You know, guys who run $500 million companies, have sold for 100 million, 50 million, 20 million, you name it. But man, once you get to the B word, I mean, I know him personally. I've met, you know, Robert Smith, one of the richest black billionaires in the world. You know, I had to have a cool little conversation with him. I met one of his founders as well, who he bought this guy's company for like 1.8 billion.
Wow.
Technology company. So I got to meet him personally. Yeah, cool conversations. But what about you, Andrew?
Jerry Colangelo.
Whoa, hello.
Nice.
I forgot about him. Jerry
He's a
Colangelo.
billionaire?
You
Or
know, I
millionaire?
don't think he's he's not to the B word
But
yet.
he's an M.
He
He's an
used to
M.
own like what the Arizona
He
Cardinals
owned
and
not the Cardinals. He
Suns
owned the
or
Diamondbacks.
okay.
He owned the Diamondbacks and the Suns.
Nice.
For a few-
Definitely a rich man for
Very
sure.
wealthy.
rich man.
Very
Smart man
multi-millionaire.
for sure.
Yeah.
He has a. I'm not gonna say anything, but
Don't tell
Uh-oh.
all of his secrets.
Don't
you
tell
know?
his secrets. Don't tell all of his vices.
but no, Jerry Colangelo's a very nice guy. If you meet him,
Yeah.
like I've met him a few times. Very nice guy.
So here's another question for you guys. Not on the money level, but as far as most famous person you've met, hit it.
Who have I met that's famous?
Person. Oh, it could be anyone.
It could be anybody.
It can be anybody.
I've met a few, but they're pretty much sports.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, they're famous too. Yeah.
Have I met
James
anybody
Harden.
famous?
James Conner. Yeah. No,
That's
say
cool.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's a vibe.
Who's the most
He's a
famous
cool
person
dude.
you met?
Famous person.
In your job, in real life, walking down the street, on the plane, you name it.
Let's see. Oh, I met a lot of people. I'd say Carlos Boozer.
Oh, he's pretty famous.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Carlos Boozer. Okay.
Well, here, you think about it for a second.
Okay.
We're gonna hit Matt.
Your
turn, Matt.
Probably that hand surgeon. I mean, not the hand surgeon, the spine surgeon.
Dude, he's not the most famous person you met. Like, I'm talking famous as in, like, social media knows him. Like, your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister or your uncle, if you texted a photo of these people, would be like, oh, my God, that's so cool. Here, I'm gonna hit it real quick.
Okay, yeah, go, because I don't really have anybody.
All right, so
I'm
like
not that cool.
Chares Barkley, party with him in Vegas, a Lil Baby,
James Harden.
James Harden. I gambled next to James Harden.
Tell that story.
Okay, so
Tell
I'm
James Harden story.
I'm in Vegas, right? At the MGM Grand in the high limit room playing baccarat with one of my buddies, and I had just taken out I think I brought like $5K with me in cash.
Nice.
And nothing crazy, but in the high limit room you're playing minimum $100 a hand up to like $20K a hand, and so I bring a little modest $5K with me, and within about 10 minutes I lost all of it.
Oh,
and
really?
My buddy looks at me and says, "All right, so what are we doing? We're here for like 2 days," and I'm like, well, I'm going back to get more. So I went up to the cashier and I grabbed another 10K out.
Okay.
And within 25 minutes, I turned that 10K into 50.
Nice.
And my buddy looks at me and says, "What the?" So later on that night, we're hanging out in the lounge, and Frank Thomas walks in, and I'm really good friends with like the manager of this lounge, and so he says, "Hey Chase, come over here real quick. I got to introduce you to somebody." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, what?" "Oh, Frank Thomas wants to hang out with you." And I had my little puppy with me. I had just flew out to Vegas and bought a French bulldog named Fifi, and so Frank's in there. I mean, this is the same day I got the French bulldog.
Yeah.
Frank's in there. We're sitting down at the lounge, talking about Fifi. He's sitting there holding her. First day I got her over like a $3,000 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff. I'm trying to think. Hanging out with Lil Baby was cool.
And then the James Harden.
Okay, James Harden. Okay, so we're sitting in Vegas. We're in the high limit room, and James Harden is in there gambling. And so I come in, and I'm like, okay, when you're in there gambling with these people, you're treated like one of them, right?
Yeah.
He's got all of his like posse around him, like 10 people around him. I sit down at the table. People are like his friends and stuff, his posse. He's like, "Hey, yo, no photos, like no autographs." I'm like, "Yo, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to get his photo or autograph. I don't really care." But like, cool that he's like right here, right?
Fact.
This is the year he had just gotten done winning the national or the MVP of the NBA, right?
Nice.
So like everybody knew who James Harden was, the beard, and this dude's playing like 25K a hand. I'm over here playing like 500 a hand.
500 a hand.
I think
That's a lot, though.
Yeah, I think at one point I won like 10K, and I put
Nice.
10K on a hand, and James put like
50K.
Well, you have a max bet in the high limit room of 20K a hand per table, unless you have your own private limit, which of course James Harden is James Harden. He had his own private limit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was betting 50K. He had 100K a hand.
That's crazy.
Crazy story. In the back of the high limit room, Markeith and Marcus Morris were chilling back there.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so I go back there. I'm not talking with them or anything, but I go back there and see them hanging out. Go back to my table, grab a bite to eat. Next thing I know, the two twins come walking out of the room. They lock eyes with James Harden. They all leave the high limit room, come back in about, 10 minutes maybe, with like a freaking party of probably 30 people.
So my question is, if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Okay, well, considering my entire life has been, creating pet products for dogs specifically, I think I'd be a dog because, everyone loves them. They make you happy no matter when you're sad. When you're happy, they make you even happier. When you're sad, they make you happy. Every time you're around a dog, you just want to be happy. So I would be a dog.
A dog. For me, I would be a cheetah.
Okay. Are you as fast as a cheetah, or
No, because the cheetah's fast. They like to run. They like to hunt.
I feel like Matt would be a ninja.
Yeah.
Matt would be like because he's like this really incredible thinker and guy, but like
true.
Until you get to know him, he's like a little bit silent, and then he just like shocks you and comes out of his womb, and then like there he is, he's Matt.
That's true. One more question for y'all.
Go for it.
Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I don't remember them. Okay, that one.
There's
Raphael.
Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Raphael.
What did I say, Raphael?
Raphael.
Okay, I got Raphael.
None of the above.
Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo.
Okay, I'm
so
going.
it's blue,
yeah.
red, orange, and red.
Raphael.
So Raphael for you. For me, it would be Michelangelo because he's the goofy one.
That's you, definitely.
Well, considering I don't even know, I did watch it back in the day, but I don't know who they are now.
Yeah.
I'd be none of them. I'd be like Spider-Man probably.
I love that. I love that answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, guys, it started off a little crazy, but we got on point. It was a lot of fun. You guys have any last closing thoughts?
No, I mean,
Did you enjoy yourselves?
I had fun.
Yeah, this was great.
We'll do it again someday.
Next time.
That Frosty, that new Wendy's Frosty flavor, guys. It's on the TV.
The orange cream.
It's orange cream. What do you get?
I had it. You have to try it.
It's incredible.
You have to try it.
Fudge. I might have to go to Wendy's right now.
Yo,
Buy some Wendy's
we should
stock.
get every one of the followers a free Frosty.
Yes. Get to 100K views and then you get $100,000 in Frosties.
Yeah.
Then I'll go pour.
On Andrew.
On Andrew, yeah.
No. Not that.
Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate you.
Andrew's got to open up a credit card just to get you guys Frosties.
This ad is actually
Let's put some paid advertising behind it. This dude's buying like 1 million Frosties.
Frosties by Wendy's.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Wendy's.
Wendy's. This is our ad read. If you want a quick, reliable, cheap, fast treat, go to Wendy's. Frosties.
Orange creamsicle.
Vanilla.
Okay. Do you mess with the vanilla or the chocolate?
Vanilla.
Chocolate.
You know, to be
vanilla.
honest though, what about the ice cream machine at McDonald's? I know it's like never
Bro,
working, but
Dude,
like,
what is up with that? Why?
But it's incredible though,
It is.
Yeah, the ice cream at McDonald's is good.
and pretty cheap.
Isn't there like some type of thing about where they don't want to clean it?
No, I actually heard the story is that, and think about this real quick, getting back to business. I heard the story is that the company that McDonald's hired to make all the machines intentionally like put all of these like breakage systems and like things in there to where they just like will automatically break down. And the only company who can actually service that machine is this company. So they have like a monopoly on
interesting.
McDonald's, and McDonald's can't do anything about it. The only thing they can do is get rid of this entire company and all of their machines and put their own machines in. And you know how many millions of dollars that would cost. So
yeah.
until that happens, you know, we're going to be out of McFlurries, but whatever.
That's so funny. Okay, one last thing, random. Back to the uncertainty thing.
All right.
I'm just gonna ramble for a sec. It'll be a clip it, as they say in the biz, in the social media business. But anyway,
What you got, Matt?
Okay. In life, lots of uncertainty. Okay, let's just take away today a couple tips. Number one, execute on a day-to-day basis, and the uncertainty goes away. Because in the long run, you're going to be okay. Number two, don't overthink things. Because remember, yesterday was the past. Today's the present. Tomorrow's a mystery.
Today is a new day.
Yes.
Today's a new
Because
day.
think about it. Future's mystery. That's why they call today a present. Because it's the present. You get a present. You know, you might not be here tomorrow. We don't know. But just enjoy today. Execute. Like today. We executed the podcast. We got this episode done. We're going to edit. We're going to do the back end stuff. We're going to keep grinding. It's going to keep going, you know, all this stuff. But yeah, uncertainty's good. And if
Yep.
you accept it and live in it, you'll be more at peace.
Oh, and lastly, don't listen to what other people tell you.
Oh,
Be yourself.
yeah. I think the thing is about the other people is if you go all the way out in 100 years, this is very morbid. I'm going to be dead. They're going to be dead. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it matter?
No, everyone thinks about like in the moment, what is that person thinking about me right now? Or, oh, I said this. How are they going to react? Who really cares, right? Like you said, you're not even probably going to see that person tomorrow, the next day or next year
And
or
then-
ever again. And if you do, maybe you can laugh about it if you mess up, but be yourself, be unique, you know?
And in 100 years, we're all going to be passed away, unfortunately, and it's not going to matter anyway. So that's why I started a podcast, because I want to do a podcast with my friends and my family, right?
And you're doing it,
And
right?
I'm doing it.
Here we are.
I
I
wanted
think
to-
we're friends.
Yeah, we're friends, right? I wanted to start a podcast. if somebody's making fun of me out there right now, they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, this guy, he started a podcast. He has like 12 views. Ha, nobody's listening. Nobody cares. Oh, his audio sucks. Well, guess what? I have better mics now, but I'm just
Hey,
saying.
you know what? Did we have fun up here today?
We had fun?
Yeah, I had fun.
Are we going to look back this in 10 years and be like, damn, that was kind of cool?
Yep.
Where we rewatch
Yeah.
it and be like, hey, like, wow, like what a time we had. What cool conversations. And I want to entertain somebody. And if you're sad out there right now, if you're depressed, if you're having a bad day, if you're sad, if somebody just passed away, like in your life, it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. It's one day at a time. It's a process. I've had all those things happen. It's going to get better. It's going to be okay. Keep fighting.
Man,
and I'm here.
I just told my girlfriend like a couple of days ago, she was all sad and in this mood. And I said, honey, you just have to change your mindset. That is it. Change your mindset right here. Everything in your life will start to look different just because you think it's different right here. You're going through a bad day. Change the way you think about that bad day affecting you. Think of it in a positive way. And then your entire day will start to turn around. When you go to bed that night, you're going to be happy. You're still going to be sad if you don't change your mentality.
That's right.
And potentially she might be coming on the podcast soon.
Oh. The
Little
redhead. Bring the redhead on.
Little sneak peek, guys, for the future.
Let's bring her on.
Where she was doing some humming that she wants to come on.
She was like running a marathon or something
Yeah,
today. So congrats to you. But
yeah, you gotta.
We're not going to be doing 13.2 miles. I can tell you that.
Well, actually, some of us.
Oh, maybe they already have.
I haven't, but this man, he did a
I
marathon.
did it in an hour and 50.
Oh, this dude over here like runs marathons through like Disneyland or something. Like
Bro,
literally.
he's just cool like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have. She wants to come on, so we're gonna
Okay.
make
Here's
that
what we're gonna
happen.
do in the future, guys. We're gonna do a podcast tour. We're gonna do the Disney World, run through Disney World. The boys are gonna go run through Disney World. We're gonna feature a podcast at the park.
Oh,
We're gonna go
shoot.
live from the park, and then we're gonna do the run, and then we'll bring like a special guest or something with us. Or something.
walk.
Charles Barkley or
Oh my God.
Tiger Woods.
LeBron James.
Let me hit up Lil Baby real quick.
LeBron James. No, Billionaire, bro.
Ooh.
Mark Cuban.
Hey.
Oh, we could get Mark Cuban on.
Mark-
Let me call up the
Mr.
producer of Shark
C-Dog.
Tank. Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
for watching.
It's been fun, guys. This is going
Until-
forever.
Until
Until
good.
next
Good.
time.